So, evening all, and we are here a little bit late than never. And welcome along, loads of people in the stream. Simon is here. Hi, Simon. Welcome along to Howie. Welcome along to Nitro Rory and Barry Darby. Knock, knock, knock. So, link is up, guys. If you want to come and join me in the link, obviously Simon did say to me, "I'll try and get in, but I don't know if I will make it in time tonight." But the link is up if you want to jump onto the StreamYard, and you may have to excuse all the bangs that are going off. Kids have already got the fireworks out, so loads of fireworks going off tonight. Dogs are going nuts as well. And I am on my own tonight, thank God. The wife has disappeared off to mum's to let me do my live stream, so I am sat here with the obligatory can of Magna's purple cider. Dark fruit one as well, so try not to have too many of those tonight. Nice long night, and we're going to be talking about a couple of subjects tonight. So if you want to come and join us in the stream, first one we're going to be talking about is obviously fair weather biking or all round year biking. Now, obviously, Simon out there is a all year round rider like I am. He was actually in the office today, came down to see us while we was doing MOTs. So that was quite a good eventful afternoon. And if you haven't seen the video that we did on that, I called it a Suzuki Intruder. It's not. It's a Kawasaki VN 1600. We had that in, and we've done the paintwork on the rear. There was a slight knock in the rear bumper, and the paintwork on that is absolutely impeccable. So our young guy Taylor has done all the work. Looks like a brand new mudguard, and obviously Taylor works for the garage. It's the boss's son, got his own paint firm, and so we're going to get Simon in. Evening, Simon. I didn't think you'd make it tonight.
Maybe jumping. Yeah. Good evening. Good evening. I did make it in the end. As you see, I'm absolutely shattered, but I am here. So.
Excellent, excellent. Couple of quick ones that I'm going to, obviously, while we're waiting for people to jump on the link, there's a couple of quick ones that I want to catch up on, and I tend to follow all these guys. So Western Supermoto, he was in with Exeter Rider about a week ago. He's just done his Halloween Reimagined coming soon. That is something to keep an eye on. Jim Diesel, as always, has released his Finally Friday. And I think I've got it right, because he was looking at the back of the bike and going, multiverse. Oh, F it. I can't remember what it is. F it. Multiverse. And he couldn't remember what the other one is. I don't know if you're a Marvel fan or a DC fan, but I reckon it's Megaverse, isn't it? The other one?
I think it is Megaverse, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't follow DC or Marvel, so
I'd have to ask the geek of my family, which is my son Charlie, which he's probably watching the live stream somewhere.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah, good evening to Andrew. Well, welcome to everybody. There is a link up in the side chat, so if you do want to jump onto the StreamYard link, it's free. All you need, microphone, camera. Come and jump onto the link. And we know as many people as we can get on tonight. So we're going to probably go for about an hour and a quarter. You may notice my face is a little bit red tonight. Yeah, it helps if you wear a welding mask when you're welding and not just sort of. I got a face full of hot embers straight to the face the other day, and it's only just starting to heal. It was like, ouch, what's that? I was like, bugger, I burnt my face again. But
you'll settle the health and safety lunatics mental, you will.
I know. I tend not to wear a welding mask. I've got a pair of tinted polarized motocross goggles that I use for if I'm brazing. But I thought, I'll put them on while I'm welding. Yeah, great, fit over the top. But of course, boom, I got caught. Quick one from Howie, because obviously it's fair weather. I've ridden snow rain for 6 years. I hate getting cold and wet. I know me and Simon do as well, but we've got some really good textile gear. Simon's actually got his heated jacket out this week. So they are a godsend.
Never switched it on. Plugged it in, but never switched it on. So there you go. So far, yeah. And only plugged it in so the lead didn't drag and end up under the back wheel.
Brilliant. I had a couple of questions, and these really tickled me this week. Some guy said to me, he said, I think it was posted on the Lexmoto pages. I've had my bike a year. I'm never ever going to buy another LXR again. And I'm like, right, why? He said, I've had two cheap Chinese bikes. They've both been lemons. And I've obviously said to him, I said, it depends on who the dealer is, what the prep is on it. But then someone else had commented on the bottom and said to him, he said, but I had the same issues. He said, I rode mine for 6 months and the chain kept falling off. Right. Okay. Well, did you ever take it back to the garage and have the chain tensioned? What's that?
Okay.
Yeah, basic maintenance. If you buy a bike, do like I do. I spent, before I went out and obviously chose my GTR, I spent hours and hours and hours trawling the net, watching ZZR videos, top speed, handling performance, and then obviously up popped GTR. Oh, let's go and have a look at this. The first one I found was the Autobahn. Have you seen the Autobahn one, Simon, of the guy doing 299k on his bike? And I'm like, Jesus Christ. And of course, then I found your channel and I'm like, oh, right, let's watch this guy riding his bike. That's what tempted me to buy a GTR. If you are buying a bike, then don't just go on the looks of the bike. Go and sit on it, try it, see what it feels like, have a listen to it, ask them if they can start it up. But the biggest thing to do is jump on YouTube. There are hundreds of videos out there on every bike. And if you put in normally something like a GSXR 125 or CB 125 and just type problems or issues after that link, that will tell you everything that has gone wrong with the bike or what to do. And you can even type up sort of, you know, basic maintenance 125 motorcycle. It shows you how to change your own oil, shows you how to change your tension, you know, how to do your tires. And then one again is like questions that we get asked: what oil does my bike take? And a lot of people they'll comment up and go, yeah, 1040, and people will go, oh, 1040, and they'll go down Halfords and buy 1040 car oil for their motorcycle. Big mistake, totally wrong oil. We're going to bring this guy in because he's always in the side chat. So he's on the Loopy Juice tonight. It's Howie. Good evening, Howie.
Evening, Howie.
All right.
So
I've been out for an Italian, so I've had a bit of red wines.
Oh, that's all right. You've been on the
raucous in my
the Loopy Juice, as they call it. Right, let's split it up. There we are. Let's bring the screen out to that. So for everyone who doesn't know Howie, tell us a little bit about yourself, Howie, and obviously tell all the subscribers in the room what you do.
I'm 60 years old. I've been riding since I was about 16 on mopeds, 250s. Gave it up in the middle because I had a family, started again on my 40th birthday. So I've been riding again for the last 20 years, mainly on Triumphs, but I've now got a BMW S1000 XR. I haven't been out a lot this year because of the COVID and a bit of fitness issues, but other than that, still mad about bikes.
Brilliant. Jump another one into the stream. He's always here every week. He's the obligatory man that knows everything you want to know about a 50cc up to a 125, and it's Nitro Rory.
Yeah. Evening, gents. How you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. How's your week been?
Yeah, not too bad. Just working away, keeping my head down. What about yours, RB? You've been busy?
Been busy. Obviously, Simon popped in today. I've started because obviously I've taken my MOT course and passed with flying colours. Just waiting on DVLA now to send Vosa out to obviously do my real test, what we call a demo test. And it's going to be about 3 months before I become sort of capable enough under the boss's eyes to obviously do a full MOT. But what I am actually doing is testing. I'm doing what's called a demo test, so I can log into my Vosa system, log myself in, print the forms, do a demo test. But then Big Boss tends to follow behind me and go, right, yeah, you've done this, you've done that. We had a lovely little Triumph bobber in today.
Oh, beautiful.
That was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And obviously Phil said to me, he said, right, go round the bike. I couldn't find anything wrong. I wanted to pick fault, but it was just so clean and so nice. And it was like, I think I did the test in about 10, 15 minutes. Normally takes me half an hour. But even Phil had a look at it. We had to sort of get a ramp under it and lift it up to try and get the back wheels. That was a bit of a pain trying to get under such a low slung bike, but
it was entertaining. Yeah,
it was good fun. But yeah. Oh, quick question. I'm going to answer this one, actually. Can anyone give me advice on the Yamaha MT-07 as a first big bike? You're not going to go far wrong. One thing that is a lot of bike, obviously, as a big first bike. So just easy on that throttle. Get used to the bike. We always say, you know, Take your time with it. Get used to it at low speed. It's like riding a bicycle or riding on a pair of skates. The speed comes with the practice. Simon will tell you, when I first got that GTR, I was, to say the worst, I was crap at riding it. I was absolutely crap. And then obviously I went out with Simon and his Rosper boys, and Nick actually picked up, I think it was the first ride we did down to H Cafe in Oxford. And we pulled up, we got lost. I took the wrong turn. Simon went one way, I went the other, and then I went off with Nick. But Nick actually said to me, he said, why is it you get to every damn corner and you stick your knee out? And I went, it's because I ride sport. It's not a sports bike. You stick your knee out, you're dragging your toes, tuck your legs in. I'm actually getting better now. We did a ride a couple of weeks ago, and I was actually keeping up with Simon. And as he said, forget going all the way in top gear and poddling round the corner. You've got to get your revs up, at least 3,000 revs, 2,000 to 3,000 revs. Let the bike, and it did. It took the corners on its own. It was like that thing was on rails. If you know how to ride a bike, it comes with the practice of riding it. And obviously, Simon's had his bike a lot longer than I have. And my level of riding compared to Simon's, Simon rates, I would say, a 90 and 92%. Mine is about a 20 to 25 when I ride my GTR. But if you was to reverse the roles and put me on my ZX7 and then let Simon ride my ZX7, the roles would reverse, because I've had 40 years of riding sports bikes. It's a totally different machine. So the man, another one in the room quickly. Military's here. Stevie's here. You've been back in the UK. Ah, Stevie, you never said we could have had a meet up. I know I saw a couple of photos on his Instagram. He was off down the pub. So good to see you, Stevie. And obviously, if you do follow Military Biker on Instagram, you'll know that he's obviously ex-military. He knows all the boys out in Canada. He knows all the military boys over here. And he did a really good Royal Marines post on the 8th day. God made the Royal Marines and the devil saluted.
Brilliant.
So yeah. So anyone out riding this weekend?
Ooh, I've got Halloween party tomorrow, and I'm recovering on Sunday. I'll be interested to see if Rory's out. What's the weather like up there? Because I've heard bridges are being washed away and it's a bit damp.
So Cumbria, northwest England, seems to have got the worst of it. But we have had heavy rain as well, but not to their extent. It's finally stopped, and I believe the forecast is to be dry tomorrow, but only like 8 degrees. So as a fair weather rider, I'll see how it goes tomorrow, how cold it is.
Go buy some waterproofs. Go and enjoy it.
Oh no, it's
that was absolutely tipping it down. I think about 10 o'clock this morning, because I was due to go and wash the red car that was out the front, and I'm like, forget that idea. I said, I might as well just go out, just shoot some fairy liquid over the roof and let the rain do the rest for me. Hells on 2 great review videos. Cheers, Hells. That Kawasaki VN, oh my God, what a bike. That is such a glorious bike. And as I said, if I hadn't got the GTR, I would so buy that cruiser. It's just literally probably one of the most comfortable and easiest bikes to ride that I've ever been on. Them bars are so wide. The only thing is, obviously, you can't lean it into the corners. So, but it did corner quite well. But it was that thing was just absolutely amazing. Obviously, I know Simon's looking at getting the VN 1700 with a big fairing on it, but that 16 was absolutely gorgeous. If you haven't seen Hells on Wheels channel, go pop across, see his channel, because he does some really good stuff. I think there was one recently. I think it was just the Grand Canyon ride. Let me just bring it up. Because I tend to sort of click through a video. If I enjoy a video, I will watch it from sort of beginning to end. And I sat and watched the Motorcycle America Grand Canyon Part 3. And that's like 12.5 minutes long. I actually sat through all 12 minutes of that thinking, God, this looks such a good ride. And it's just desert. And then this huge, great mountain appears in the background. And you're thinking, oh, my God, yeah. And you just want to get out and just ride that road. But the review on it, when he actually did that ride, I was absolutely loving it. So yeah, go and check out the Grand Canyon ride from Hells on Two Wheels. Another one, Smitty this week, because obviously Salty and Sprinkles have been pushing this guy. He's a little bit of sort of tongue-in-cheek. I'm just going to bring his channel up and I can tell everybody what his channel's called. It's Big Smitty Riding. So go and check out Big Smitty Riding because Smitty's now hit 2,000 subscribers. He's catching me up and he's only been doing it a year.
Wow.
But he does some really, really crazy stuff. He just goes out. He's got his Honda Gold Wing. That's all right. Someone's just kicked the bucket.
That's me.
I think Howard just threw his phone across the table.
No. It's a light. Getting a bit of,
See, I have one up here.
mantle lighting.
I've got a little halo ring up here. I never tend to use it. Quick one from Paul. He said never been one for cruisers. That review, I'll tell you what, that bike was absolutely brilliant. Another one of the big men in the house. We've got Burning Gas hauling us. So Gareth's in as well. So evening, Gareth. And obviously, Barry Darby. Now, Barry tends to hang out. I think Simon's met him a couple of times. He's been up to Super Sausage as well. So he's another sort of sports bike rider, but he absolutely loves his sports bikes as well. So yeah, we do tend to get a couple of sort of people sort of, I don't like it, I do like it, I don't like it, I do like it. So it's horses for courses. It's what appeals to you. I've never been a lover of automatic boxes, and obviously we had an Honda NC 700 in. And this guy said to me, he said, I'd love to get back into biking, but I can't use a bike anymore because I've got arthritis in my hand. I can't move my left hand. And I said to him, go and sit on that NC 700 because that's probably, going to be a bike for you because it's got the DCT. It's automatic or you can paddle shift on it. And he was like, oh, brilliant. So he had a try of it. And obviously he wants to get back into biking now, but he's looking for an NC 700 now. So that steered someone else back into biking. So happy days for him. So, what do you reckon to the automatic bikes, Rory? DCTs, like the Africa Twin.
Yeah, a friend of mine had an Africa Twin recently, and that was a DCT. That was a DCT. Before that, I had one of those funny-looking Hondas, the XADV, is it? It's like a semi-scooter, which was an auto.
Semi-auto, yeah.
And he did enjoy those. He was saying they change gears quickly as a car with dual clutch transmission. So yeah, I can see the appeal for a lot of people. He's now, interestingly, he's gone to an NC 750 and he's gone back to a normal manual though. So he did miss.
There we go. ADV. So
ADV.
ADV is just thanks, Exit. It's good to see you in the room. I did post up the link, so if anybody else wants to jump in on the room, because obviously we was following Exeter's video at the weekend where he had Weston and all the boys on. So that was a really, if you haven't seen Exeter's video where he did his live stream, go and watch that live stream one more time because there's some really good sort of comments that they do in the room. I sort of popped in for about half an hour, but had to scoot out again. Quick one from Burning Gas. Sarah's got a second test ride of the Sportster S tomorrow. We're looking forward to that. Then get a video up for us. Look forward to watching that one. And the other one we had, someone's actually got a Honda Grom and they've Africa twinned it.
My God, that must be insane.
I think it's titled up Africa Grom,
right?
But it's a Honda Grom, but it's in perfect Africa twin colours. And I was like looking at it thinking, the wheels don't look right on that until one of the mechanics pointed out. He said, that's a Grom. And I'm like,
My God.
Yeah.
Is it still a 125?
It's still a 125, yeah, but it's in the Africa twin colours, and you're thinking, why would you invest in a bike like that?
Well, it's each to their own, isn't it? Each to their own.
Exactly. Quick one for Paul. Maybe when I get Phil. Come on, Paul.
No, you can jump on.
Yeah.
I don't have many. I'm so small, but RB's kind enough to let me join. So
No, I don't.
Same
I don't.
as.
I wouldn't
Same
care
as.
if you had no subscribers, or 20,000 subscribers. At the end of the day, we're all just sitting here chatting motorcycles. So that's the passion.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Everyone said to me, because I get it all the time when I'm in the garage. People walk in and go, "Is RB here?" And I'm like, and the girls obviously don't realise, and they go, "Who? RB, Rev Bomb, Dave. Oh, you mean Dave? Oh yeah." And they call me and they go, "Oh, you're just so down to earth." I've only got 2,000 subscribers. It's not like I'm Royal Jordanian or Itchy Boots or anybody like that. It's just a bit of fun. We don't make any money out of it. The money I make goes into me back into the bike or into my cameras. And obviously Simon's another one, small channel. We all started small. And it obviously led me on to a discussion that we had last week about buying subscribers. Yes, you can have 20, 30,000 subscribers, but if you've got people just coming on and going, great video, instantly that it's bots or it's these automatic computer ones. And you can soon tell if you follow a biker's channel, you'll soon see all the comments that come up. And people go, yeah, but with 2,000 subscribers, how comes you only get 200 likes or on your videos? Yeah, it might be 200 likes, but if we went back onto sort of the stuff that I was doing 2 years ago, when I done the very, very first Royal Alloy videos, and it was just in the front office, we had the bike, and we sat watching it the other day, and both me and the boss said, I went, Jesus Christ. I said, that video is rank. I've got a good mind to delete it. And he went, why? I said, if you actually listen to what I'm saying, it's awful. And he went, why? I went, I'll pick up the keyword and see how many times I say it. And he went, what's that? I went, nice. Oh, check this out. It's got a lovely, nice round clock on it working down the bike. Look at that nice exhaust and across the back. Look at the nicely rounded. I think I said nice about 42 times in 5 minutes. And it was like, I said to him, it's you with the practice comes the ease of getting on camera, chatting to people, asking questions. But it's, at the end of the day, like Gavin said, it's all, it's all good fun. If you haven't seen sort of garage stuff, Burning Gas, Hauling Gas, go and look at the best thing to do. Go and look at his TikTok. Because there's some really good stuff on his TikTok. I'm going to chuck a couple more people in. Mad Old Biker, he's here as well. So he's on the stream. Hiya, Paul. Good to see you. And the man himself from the other side of the pond, it's the man Hell's on Two Wheels. How you doing, buddy?
What's up?
Good to see you on the stream. That Grand Canyon ride, absolutely amazing.
It is it's an experience. People in the States, you get a chance, or you come up here and get a chance, go ride it. It's an experience.
I love that bit where you're just going through. You're going down the highway, and you just before you pull off, there's that huge mountain in the background, that tiny little town off to the right. And I was like, Jesus, to see people live right out in the middle of nowhere, and you think, good God, where do you get the water? Where's the electric and that? But they've all managed to find it.
Yeah, it's a norm out there in the West. It's a norm to be nowhere. The next thing you know, you got this little town of 20 to 100 people. You're just like, how in the world do you live out here?
But there was one just as you come up, it looked like it was a cave house because there's a huge, great hole in the mountain, and there's actually sort of cabins in the front of that cave.
Yeah, it's like it looked like they lived there, and then they just built the houses in front of the cave.
Yeah, that was really interesting. So yeah, I'm saying to people, go and watch that video, because it's the first video I've actually watched start to finish, and then I thought, right, and I went back about halfway through and watched the ride again. And I was literally looking at. I wasn't watching your ride. I was actually looking at all the scenery going past. It was really good.
Yeah,
more of that. Definitely more of that.
Oh, we've got more of that coming.
Oh, excellent! Yeah, I shall look forward to the next one.
Yeah, just the next one's got. We finally in the next. Going forward, we actually got some comps where we got a little bit of commentary while we're riding with the scenery.
Oh, excellent.
But yeah, I just want to stop and say hi to you.
Right, cheers, buddy. Cheers. Yeah. Doesn't look like we're going to be out riding this weekend because we've got forecast about 2 inches of rain in 2 hours.
Dang.
Yeah, and obviously the west coast, all down towards sort of Cornwall and Wales, and that is all flooded out at the moment. So we had a little bit today, but they're expecting more. I think it starts about 4 o'clock, so about another 6 or 7 hours. That is going to kick off big time. So
Yeah.
God help me, because I am riding at 7 in the morning. So the boss said, "Dig your wet weather gear out." And I'm like, I'll take a spare pair of clothes as well, I think.
Yeah, I just I was on recording the promo for our Monday's show, because we do our show on Monday nights here in the States. And next week is the Lone Star Rally, which is in Galveston, Texas, and the people that puts on the Lone Star Rally are coming on the show. So
Excellent.
should be a good show.
Brilliant. Obviously, we got Paul in the middle of the room. Now, Paul came into the garage about, a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it, Paul?
That's right. Yeah. It was...
Yeah. Popped in to see us and had a little chat and had a look around the bikes and that. I've still got the green Daytona as well, so you're safe.
I think that's going to hopefully stay there. Just keep it dusted for me, RB, and as soon as I get my Mod 2, well, hopefully I've got my Mod 2 in January. I've been looking at lots of bikes, but I still keep coming back to that one. I don't know. There's just something pulling me to that.
I did another video of it this week for you.
Oh, did you? Oh, right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to have a look at that. I was watching your other reviews. I didn't spot that one, but
if go up onto my the Facebook page, I do a quick video from the front showroom. And here it is, the Triumph Street Triple 675 in pearlescent green. I thought, someone's going to comment on that.
I will, yeah, well, I will do, but that's going to be one worthy of my cherished number plate. I think I'd happily stick my cherished plate on that one. Gorgeous.
Well, I was actually looking, because obviously I said to Simon, I said, now I've got the GTR, I might as well just invest in the number plate. And it was sitting on DVLA registrations about 3 weeks ago. I went to look for it last night, and some damn idiots bought it. So it was good, because obviously the bike is a 59 plate that I've already got, but I was going to get RB59 GTR.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah, and went on last night, and it has gone. But I thought, right, let's just have a look for another one that's got something with RB in it. And the only one that I could find was R8 GTR. And I'm like, but I haven't got £22,000.
Ouch. They can come on some money, can't they? Some of these plates, it's ridiculous.
Well, I had one originally when I used to run the disco, because the disco was called T-Sound. So I went and got, I looked for T50 UND, and it was actually on a Volkswagen in Milton Keynes. And I said to the guy, I said, I'll buy it. I'll give £500 for it. And he went, yeah, all right, then no problem. And then realised what my company was called and wanted 1,000. So I thought, I'm not paying for that. So I went and bought T50 VND. But we put 2 little black dots at the bottom. So we had reg plate screws, one either side at the bottom of the V, and had that on the number plate until I got pulled coming down the M1 one night.
That must have been Thames Valley.
They didn't find that funny. So I'm like, right, no, where's your original plate? Get it back on. You've got 3 days to get it on.
Was that Thames Valley or was that Beds Police, RB?
No, that was Thames Valley.
yeah, we wouldn't have done that.
Yeah. But it's quite funny. Of course, you're police, aren't you, Paul?
Yeah.
So you're
time to go.
Yeah. He's the one that sort of hangs out on the top of the bridge on the A5.
Well, I'm a volunteer police officer. I have been for 17 years, but I've done traffic. I've done all the different departments, but. Yeah, I mean, to be quite honest, you'd have to come across a right bored copper to pull you over for that, and one not very sympathetic with motorcyclists as well. That was just bad luck, mate, really, to be fair.
Yeah.
We run out of donuts.
Yeah, we've got quite a few couple of good bikers. We've got obviously my mate Michael that rides, Simon's seen him riding around on his Hayabusa. He's actually got rid of that now. He's now riding around on it's an S1000R whatever it is, BMW one. But it's a fully unmarked bike, and you look at it and you think that doesn't look like a road bike. It doesn't look like a police bike.
We've got a couple of nice ones, S1000 double Rs, and
that's it. Yeah.
There is actually an HP4S lurking around in a garage somewhere that they're waiting to get marked up. This thing is insanely, stupidly fast.
Yeah, because Mike collared us when we were not Mike, Steve. I'll get his name right. I was thinking that my gun squad mate, Steve. And obviously we were barreling down the A5 from Super Sausage, and I was racing a Ducati Panigale. Yeah, I lost badly. Yes. Yeah, I think I gave up at 135. He carried on going. But it wasn't until we went under the bridge at Milton Keynes that we noticed the 4 cars on the top of the bridge. And it was like, oh, back it off. But they collared us in the local garage up at Brick Hill, and they threw the book at us. But he actually said to the guy, he said, once and once only, get on your way, don't do it again, don't be a stupid boy. And he actually let him off for 150. And I'm like, you are so lucky.
Wow. Not half.
Yeah.
Buy a lottery ticket that week.
Yeah, buy a lottery ticket, or you win the pools or something. But he even turned around to me and he said, I know how fast you were going. Quick blip up to the 100, bring it down to 70. He said, but you're still going too fast. You know the speed limit. And I'm like, yeah, all right. Slap on the wrist. But he rides out a lot, because we did the. Obviously I stuck a post on my stories this week, and it's 2 years ago, Sunday just gone, that we did the PC Harper ride out.
Blimey, I didn't realise it was that long.
Yes, 2 years ago, PC Harper now, because we were tail guns on pack number 2.
Right.
So that was quite a good night. Got a load of people sitting in the side chat, people. So if you do want to jump in, let me put the link up one more time.
I
thought you were starting tonight at 8.
Oh, hang on, Hells is carry on, Hells.
I just wanted to stop by and say hi, so I'll move out of the way so somebody else can get on.
Are you sure, buddy? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. When are you streaming this week?
Yes, I am.
What time?
It'll be 7 p.m. Eastern.
7 p.m. Right. So I'll keep an eye out for your channel and see if I can come and jump in the side chat when you're on.
Yep. I'm hoping the next few weeks I'll just have a round table, so have it at time so you guys can come and jump on and have.
Brilliant.
But keep it up. I enjoyed the videos this week.
Cheers, buddy.
Have a good weekend.
And don't forget, all these guys that are in the side chat or watching, go and check out the guy that was down below. Hells on 2 Wheels, absolutely amazing. Go and watch that Grand Canyon ride. Get his numbers up, because I'm sure he'd love a load more subs. And for the content that he does, I'm surprised that he hasn't got obviously a lot more people on his channel. So go and give a sub to Hells on 2 Wheels and check out obviously some of his stuff that he does. Sarah's in the room, Mrs. Burning Gas, hauling ass. So evening, Sarah, good to see you there. So yeah, come and jump in if you want. There's loads of room on the StreamYard. So if you want to come and join us on the chat, hit that like button. Yeah, as he said, hit the like button. So pop across to his channel and hit the like button. Be much appreciated on Hell's channel. So I'm going to obviously do one more. I'm going to pass this across to Nitro. Actually, there was a bike up on, I can't remember which channel it is. I think it's either TikTok or it was Instagram. But Honda SS50.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever seen one? Because I saw it pop up, and I'm like, good God. He's done about 4 photos. The first one is basically it literally looks like it's fell out of a skip. The second one is just the frame all painted. Third one with the engine in, and obviously the fourth one all fully restored. I'm getting crampy in my leg. I'm going to shift in my chair a bit. Hang on, that's better. But he's obviously done a full resto on that over the last 6 months. But I was like, oh my God, if someone, and I think the guy's only in his early 20s, to do a classic resto like that, where it's normally a winter project for one of us oldies, for someone to do something as good as that, I thought, my God, you are really good at what you do. But that's it. There was 4 photos, and that was it. Why did he not do a video of it?
Yeah, absolutely. It always helps a sale. Yeah, they're cool. They're cool looking things, but I don't think I could handle the riding position. And my bikes are not comfortable, but those things, that is really, really old school race style, isn't it?
I know. I
Really
remember sort
forward.
of hacking around on a fizzy with drop handlebars, and they were so uncomfortable.
They were the slowest moped going, though. I had one.
Everybody had a fizzy when they were young.
All my mates got to the pub, and I always turned up last.
But
See, I'm still at that stage. I've still got the 52 stroke, and so I'm still living in that era that you guys have passed by and gone beyond. But I'm quite happy at that level, to be honest with you. So at least you guys can identify that you can have a lot of fun in something small as well.
Oh God, yeah. You know, I remember the days of obviously the early motocross bikes when I started on a Bantam, and everybody had a BSA Bantam back then. But then I went to, I think it was a DT 125, and then I had a KX 125, and then obviously from what I used to do when I was motocrossing, I got took on by KTM. So I stepped straight from that to a 420 KTM at 16 years old. And then obviously when you get your road, oh great, I can get on the road, I can ride a bike, and they go, no, you can only have a 50 on the road. Step from a 420 down to a 50 cc that did 30 mile an hour. But obviously when we 17 now, you could jump on a 250. And obviously they're looking at, I think they're thinking of bringing 250 back in now for the A1s, which is going to be another thing, you know, is going from sort of people on 125s. Do they sort of bring up the CC once you've done your A2 and then let you go on to some bigger CCs? Or are they going to chuck people back onto 250s like they did back in the sort of 70s and 80s?
Well, back in the 70s and 80s when we learned to ride, it was a lot of Darwin theory, weren't it? You know, you give them a license and let God sort them out. Whoever survives, well done. But,
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
But
yeah, we all lost friends in the 80s and that on bikes for doing silly things. But yeah, sometimes it can just go a bit too far, I think. You've got to let people progress.
Exactly, because there was I think 7 of us in Team KTM, and we were all from Milton Keynes, and there was a couple, but obviously we all 17 years old, we all got 250s. Within the first year, one of the guys had come barreling down the A5 when they just opened the new A5. And he lost it at Brick Hill roundabout, slid into the roundabout, cracked his skull open and smashed his helmet in half. That was he was the first one. The second one stepped out in front of a taxi. One went skinny dipping in Willen Lake, drowned himself. And then I think there was another one went straight into a brick wall doing 70 mile an hour, you know, lost it on a corner and met a brick wall at 70 mile an hour. And I think out of the original 7, there's 2 of us left, which is, I don't know if you know Paul Wearmouth that goes up to Super Sausage.
The name sounds familiar.
Yeah. He's quite a big rider now, but he'd obviously been riding like I had since a very early age. But there's only 2 of us of the 7 that were left of the original motocross team. Everybody else killed themselves. You know, and back then, 250s were all sort of Honda Super Dreams, RDs. I had a Super Dream. A lot of the boys had the RD 250s, and but everybody was like, "Oh, I've got a CB 250N. Oh, great, lovely bike." But everyone was killing themselves. Hence, I think why the 125 rule came in, because everyone was just wiping themselves out. But people are still doing it. There's still, how much power can I get out of my 125? It's a 125 at the end of the day. Go and do your full license and then work your way up the scale, you know.
I think that's a sensible comment, because you get a big jump from 125, and it depends on, you know, your maturity and age. I mean, at my age, sort of getting back into the game, going from a 125, then I'll be looking at obviously a bigger machine, but it's a case of how big do you go? What can you do on a 1 litre bike on a road? Not a lot, unless you really want to go on the track. It's great having a powerful bike, but it's a case of you can only do the speed limit. And
exactly, you can only do 70 mile an hour on a national road. Well, unless you want to sort of get caught by the coppers all the time. But
it's also what you want to do. Yeah, it's what you want to do when you get to 70 mile an hour. Now, 70 mile an hour on mine and Revbomb's bike, I mean, it's very low revs. It's just poodling along, no
Hardly tipping
vibrations, no
over.
nothing. You go out and do the same thing on a 600cc. You know, the revs are up, and you've got the vibrations and everything else, and then you come to the different types of bike. That's a super sports tourer, sports bikes, adventure bikes, cruisers. It goes on and on and on. Different types of bikes. So I mean, engine wise, I built up to 1400. I went 700,000, then 1400, and I got the 1400 because I was out riding the 1000cc. And otherwise I'd still have the 1000cc bike. I just felt I was out riding it all the time. I was pushing the revs up all the time and just pushing too much, and it felt like I was out riding the bike. But now it's the other way around. So,
do you guys tend to think that the type of bike you ride dictates the style of riding that you do? For example, if I was to jump on in a few months' time after passing my test, if I were to jump on something like a Panigale, as you mentioned earlier, RB, you know, there's an expectation that you want to hoon it around like a total loony. But you know, if I were to go out,
comfort overrules everything. So
I agree, Howie.
Wouldn't do my body any good. I think the demise of the 250 was brought on by the manufacturers, where you had stuff like the RD250, the X7, and the target back in those days, the sort of late 70s, early 80s, was the 100 mile an hour. Any bike 250 that targeted that was kind of like, looked at us, hang on, we got kids of 16, 17 years old doing 100 mile an hour. That's why they brought the 125s in. And, you know, I think it's quite sad in a way. They could have restricted them like they did the mopeds. They made all the mopeds 30 mile an hour. They could have done the same thing with the 250, where you still had the torque and the power there and the size of the bike, whereas a lighter bike like a 125 in comparison to the 250 was still quite a heavy machine. And that would have been a better way of going, rather than making everybody get rid of their 250 and go down to a 125. I think it was
absolutely agree.
Poor kind of like management back in those days from the government and the DOT as well. To be honest.
So like Dennis said, even with the 125s, he's got two rides, each one differently. Yeah, we had I think Dennis was in this week, so you know, we've had some really nice 125s. Obviously, I saved from a very, very early age, and all my motocross money, I was banking everything, because I said to my dad, when I get to 17, I want a bike. And he went, all right. He said, we'll go and find you a second-hand one. I want a brand new one. And I'd saved up a hell of a lot of money sitting in my building society account. I don't know, is Nationwide still going? Yeah. So I had a Nationwide account back then, and you used to have to go in with your book and have it stamped every week. And I was putting a tenner a week away. You know, it wasn't much back then, but a tenner back then was good money. It built up. And it was quite funny, because obviously our parts guy that's at Lancaster Jaguar in Milton Keynes, I phoned him up, and I said to him, he said, you're still doing your bikes? And I went, yeah. I said, why was that? He said, I used to run a bike shop down in a place called Houghton Regis, called Wheels International. Simon will know that is. And I went, oh, right. I said, I bought my first bike in there. And he went, when was that? I said, oh, Christ. I said, I was 17. I said, I walked in and sat on this bike. I said, and bought it. I said, the salesman was really rude. And he went, why was that? I said, he said, what did you look like? I said, long blonde permed hair. Back then I had a spiral perm down here.
Nice.
I look like one of the members of Europe or Whitesnake. And he actually said to me, he said, hang on a minute. He said, you didn't walk in with your dad and sit on a ZX9, a brand new one, and I told you to get off the bike. And I went, yeah. He said, you turned around to me and said, I want that bike. And I turned around to you, and he basically said, you can't afford it, mate. Get off the bike, get out the shop. And the manager walked up to him. He said, never assume anybody can't afford a bike. And then my dad said to me, he said, do you want it? And I went, yeah. I said, but it's $5,000. I'll buy it. And my dad pulled out the money and went, we'll take the bike. 17-year-olds, and I stepped onto a ZX9R, and I actually rode it home from the showroom. And To say I opened it up a bit was an understatement. Scared myself.
I bet you did.
Yeah, just wanted to see what it did, but it didn't kill me. I was sensible with it, within
Right.
reason.
Here's a challenge from Exeter Rider. Sorry, a challenge from Exeter Rider. He wants photos of you with your long blonde hair.
I've got one somewhere. I will dig them out next time I come on the stream. But then, obviously, 3 months later, I took it back and took it back to the showroom. I said, "Oh, I want to part exchange it." "Well, you've only just had it. It's only 3 months old. Don't like it. I want a bigger bike." "What do you want?" And I bought back then it was called a Z1300. It was a 6-cylinder, big beast, and it was an upright. And I had a Z13, and I had that for 2 years. But then I went through a stream of bikes trying to find one that I liked. I liked the power. Had a little bit of a break in the middle. I had a sort of a Laverda Jota, Moto Guzzi Le Mans Mark II, couple of Triumphs, couple of the old Norton Commandos. I had a couple of those as well because I wanted something with a bit of grunt, bit of go, bit of torque. Had a break, and then obviously I went back to a 600F because I could hoon around on that Honda 600F absolutely perfectly. And then it wasn't obviously until about 3-4 years ago that the ZX came into the stable. We had the 7R, which is obviously my channel brand. And if you watch any of those Super Sausage videos, Simon's obviously watched them as well, where it's normally the run home and I'll get to the roundabout, right, time for a bit of clock blur. And I did open that thing up. And then obviously when we got the first couple of weeks, I got the GTR and went out for a ride with Simon. And I actually said to him, I went, "Jesus Christ." He went, "What's that?" I said, "They're building houses at the side of Stacey Bushes." And he went, "They've been building them for the last 6 to 9 months, mate." And because I'd been head down, just concentrating on riding that sports bike compared to sitting there on the tourer, just poddling along, you don't notice it. So you get to take in a lot more when you're on a bigger bike and it's a cruiser or a sports tourer, because you're actually more observant of what's going in instead of being just like tunnel vision. I'm on a sports bike, let's just gun the damn thing.
Yeah, I'll be the same if I was on a sports bike. I'd have to ride it as fast as absolutely possible until I got to where I was going.
Yeah.
If I didn't get there soon, I'd never get off the bloody thing. Just plain and simple.
It is, as Paul says, it is tunnel vision. You're on a sports bike, it is tunnel vision. Gareth's just about to disappear up at 4 a.m. Take it easy. Yeah, have a good weekend, mate. Go and check out Burning Gas, Hauling Gas on TikTok, because he's got some really good drone videos on there, especially him and the wife going around the 2 bikes together. So go and check his channel out as well. I typed it same time you said it. You do get tunnel vision. If you are on a sports bike, there is that tunnel vision syndrome. And that's half the reason why you see a lot of these sports bikes crashes in America, because they're getting tunnel vision and target fixation when they take the corners. Whereas if you're on a big sort of sports tourer, you tend to, obviously what Nick said to me, look at your limit point as far out as you can see and look for the hedgerows, the tree line, look for the road line. You'll be able, to take a lot more in if you're going slower. And it's true.
Yeah, also you want to look where you want to be, not where you're going.
Exactly.
Look where you want to be. It does help.
There was, oh God, what was it? There was one up, I think someone's posted it on Instagram earlier, and it's the girl stood in the middle of the road. Have you seen that photo with the front wheels one after the road and the back end's down the other end of the road? And it's like, same thing again, lost it on the corner. But she walked away, thank God. I had tunnel vision with, oh God, Chevy Nova. I remember the old Chevy Novas. Oh,
Crikey, 140 mile an hour. Is that if you took it up to 70 twice?
How'd you get a Chevy Nova to 140?
Yeah, drive it to 70 twice. That's about the only way you're going to get there.
Downhill.
Someone actually, it was, I think someone got banned from the Lex Moto page. He said, how do you get a Lex Moto up to 120 mile an hour? And they were
out of something very high up.
Yeah, that's what he said. Push it off the back of a plane. But there was all these people saying, oh, carb tuning kit, gear it up a couple of cogs on the back end. So, Paul, yeah, it was at a drag strip. So, yeah, cool, nice one. I am so going to have to dig out some of my really old photos one day and sit and go through them because there's some really crappy stuff.
Anyway, I have to say to Paul, I'm sorry, but that could not have had the standard engine in it then. Sorry, on a drag strip.
Oh God, no! 140. If you're doing 140 in a drag strip, that's crazy quick. Crazy quick.
Let me see if I can find the photo. Hang on. I can actually beat that for just going into CCs. What is the biggest vehicle in CC that you have had?
What, me?
Anybody? I'm going to throw the question out there.
3.5 litre.
That's not bad.
I had a BMW 335i, which is a twin turbo 3 litre petrol, which was tuned, and that was a great car. A lot of fun.
One of my first cars was a Toyota Supra Celica, and that was a 2.8. And the person that had it before me did some naughty things to it that he didn't tell me, because this thing was like a bat out of hell. That was a scary car. You don't see them anymore. They're like museum pieces now, these cars. I would love to have it back.
Trees, yeah.
Probably, yeah. But it was a lovely car.
Dennis, he had a 4.2. Yeah, it's not bad.
Jag.
It's got to be a Jag, isn't it?
Got to be a Jag.
I'm gonna go Audi. Everybody else has gone Jag. Audi do a 4.2.
Audi, I didn't think of the Audi. Yeah, good point, Rory.
Yeah. Oh, the Audi A8, of course. Yeah, 4.2.
Yeah, RS4 stuff like that.
Yeah.
4.2.
I was actually showing Taylor one of my old cars about 5 weeks ago. I brought in we had some old. Do you remember the old Polaroid cameras? And I found some old Polaroid pictures, and I said to him, "Have a look at this." And he went, "Oh, that's nice. What is it?" I said, "It was a 351 Mustang Mach 1 fastback. It's 1972 fastback, but that had got the 351 engine, but I'd got a blower sticking out the bonnet on it, and I sold it back in the early 80s for 1,600 quid." So I've actually got back what I paid for it, so I got my money back on it.
Imagine what that'd be worth today.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I actually saw it about 5-6 months ago, and we was at the BP in Bletchley in Fenny Stratford, and I pulled in with the missus with the Peugeot to put some fuel in her car, and we could hear it coming up the road, and I went, "Oh, that's a muzzy," and it pulled in to the pump next to us, and I looked at the number plate, and I'm like, and I went, "What have you done to that car?" And he went, "What?" I said, "Oh God." I said, he said, "What's the matter?" I said, "I used to own that car." I said, "I sold it in 1987. And he went, "All right." I said, "Yeah, when I sold it," I said, "it had a blower, it had the old 5-spoke alloys on it." And I said, "I had general grabbers on it." And he went, "Yeah." He said, "I bought it off some bloke that was using it. They used it as a drag car for about 4 years." He said, "I bought it, took it all back to original. It had got the original wire wheels on it and all the original paintwork, and
Nice.
new bonnet on it and a brand new motor in it." And I said to him, "Geez, how much is that worth?" And he said, "I've just had it valued at 18.5. I was like, "It looks so good." And he said to me, "Do you want to sit in it one last time?" And I went, "Okay."
Okay, you forced me.
You forced me. Yeah. But a mate of mine, I'm going to share this out. Probably this will freak you out slightly. Let me just share the screen, and I'm going to bring up my browser tab. Where are we? See if I can share this up. Get an eyeful of that.
Oh, wow.
What the hell is that?
That's my mate, Kevin Whittingham. They live out at a place called Gorkett near Buckingham. Simon, just round the corner from where we are. But he was into tractor pulling back in the 90s. He's still doing it from the farm. But his original one had 7 Chevrolet engines. So he had 3 down each side and one at the front to fire up the 3 engines. That one now, that's his new one. It's called Snoopy number 3. And that's got 2 Shackleton Bomber engines in.
Jesus.
I like anything with an engine, and I've watched a few tractor pull videos, and these things are unbelievable.
It's 24 litres a piece, so there's 48 litres there, and that's putting out 15,500 horsepower.
Oh my god, yeah, they're incredible things.
But that's not Euro 5 compliant.
No.
Believe it or not, the cooling system is only 7 gallons. They fill the block up. It's got no radiators on it. They wheel it onto the start line, fire it up, do the run, turn the engine off.
Yeah, it doesn't go too far.
Yeah, but he runs nitromethanol in that, or aviation fuel.
Wow.
And when it goes, it goes.
Yeah, it's amazing what those things can do. It's you've got to have very deep pockets to compete in that sport.
Yeah, that's right.
Very good sponsors. Yeah.
Imagine the money it costs to run that as a bit. Well, he actually does. He does like tractor hire, combine hire, lorry hire, and all that. So they're all in.
Right.
He does the agricultural side, so he's making money. But obviously, Snoopy, he takes it everywhere. But I haven't seen him for sort of ages, so be good to get out, because obviously the tractor pulling circuit at the moment in England is absolutely dead on its backside. But I do like to sort of follow something slightly different. It's like they used to have a local grass track club as well, and you don't see many people doing grass track anymore, which is another good sport. Local speedway, that's all gone as well. Speedway's dying the death as well. So I used to enjoy going a bit of speedway, a bit of motocross. But
did you ever go to Wimbledon? That used to be one of my nights out. Wimbledon Speedway, that was awesome.
That was good fun. Yeah, good fun. Gone back to the days of the old Milton Keynes nights. Derek Harrison and what was it? Andy at the Groveway. Yeah, I used to ride.
I got to shoot off, lads, because I got something going on at 10 o'clock. So
all right, Howie, take care, mate.
Howie.
Thanks for picking
Have a good
in.
one.
Yeah, thanks for popping in. We'll see you later, Howie. Yeah, because obviously they still do the London meets. I can't remember what the dog track is in London. They still do meets down there, and you got the one out at, I think, Mildenhall as well. They still do that one.
In London, it used to be White City, didn't it?
That was it, the White City Club. Yeah. Because we had, I think the Australian that run Milton Keynes nights was Bob Harrison, something like that. They had the rocker. No, Derek Harrison was the rocker. Bob was the Australian captain, and then they had a little tiny guy, I think Andy Humphreys, or Bob Humphreys, or something like that. But I'll have to pull up Milton Keynes nights, and that was such a really good one. Let me just see if it comes up.
I just remember the Groveway Speedway, because under the age of 18, it's one of the few pubs we could all get served in. So
that was it, yeah. Oh God,
we used to turn up on our Vespers, into the pub.
1992, it was knocked on the head because the Milton Keynes Groveway Stadium went up to 1988, and then they moved to Elfield Park up by Milton Keynes Bowl. And that was the history of it, yeah.
But so we used to go there between 85 and 87, probably.
But it doesn't even give you the people who were on it anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, if I've just done the old Wikipedia, but it just said Milton Keynes Knights are a speedway team from. The motorcycles was a specialist machine that had one gear with no brakes.
Yeah, never read anything off Wikipedia, because I can go on there and put what I like on there, and then people read it as fact. Yeah.
Because obviously, Walthamstow, that was the one, Dennis. Yeah, that was it, the Walthamstow one. Exeter Speedway was great. Council pulled it and said they would set another track up. Yeah, still waiting 20 years later. Speedway back then was a really good sport. Because you didn't have to move your head too much. You're just watching people go round and round the track.
Yeah, you didn't have a chance of spilling your beer, did you? Just
bit like watching tennis. Right, we're going to.
I've spilled a few beers watching tennis. Yeah.
Quick one from Paul. He said, "Oh God, 1982 Yamaha Farrago was the biggest bike he owned." Yeah, wow. We've got one in the garage actually. We've got a 125 Farrago, really old one. and that's in for electrical investigation because it keeps popping fuses to the fuel pump. And we figured it out. It's the wiring loom. It's got to be something. Obviously, that's a Phil job, into the wiring loom, and away he goes. So, as you, well, Simon knows, Phil's time is like he's here, there, and everywhere in our place.
He's a lovely man, is Phil. He's a lovely man. He's going to find my new bike for me.
He's gonna. I think he's gonna. He said he was going to have a look tonight and see if he can find a VN 1700 at a good price for you.
Yeah, he's a good man. He's a good man. If anybody can do it, Phil can.
Yeah, that's like we say. Pull all the stops out for the customer. We had what was it? We had one in the other day, and he said, "Oh, we said my bike's not charging." All right, let's have a quick look at it. Ordered this part, ordered that part, and two of the younger technicians have been all through the bike. Phil, literally 5 seconds, he went, found it. He went, "What's that?" He said, "On the regulator rectifier." And he went, "So what's this wire sticking out with a pin on the end of it?" And it come out the plastic plug.
Fantastic.
He went, "Red one, live wire, charging circuit."
Yeah.
Found
With a
it
clue in the colour, yeah.
Yeah, found it in about 5 seconds. Whereas, two other people had looked over the bike, been all through it. And
It can happen with very experienced mechanics as well, because my friend, the mechanic who tends to do a lot of work on my bike, he had a bike in one day. I can't remember what one it was, but he was having a hell of a job with it running. It was running lumpy. It was doing this, doing that. He was checking everything, and for some reason, I just said swap the gold packs over.
Yeah.
He went, "I never thought of that," and it was one of the cold packs. He said, he said, "You looked at it for 2 minutes and diagnosed it. I've been working on it for an hour."
oh.
It was just one of them things. It was just came up. So
383 small block engine, great little engines those. Yeah, 400 horse, 420. Blimey, that was a bit of kit.
You wouldn't be going down to KFC in that one then? No.
They only had it for city. Damn. Yeah, because talking of obviously things getting stolen. Did you Milton Keynes Facebook tonight, Simon?
I haven't seen.
Oh, have a look at the someone tried to pinch a bicycle.
Oh right.
Yeah. Yeah, but bad move.
Did not end well. No.
It did not end well. He's obviously at the back of the bike trying to hacksaw the lock off. Stood behind him was the owner of the bicycle.
Excellent.
Good. Yeah. Good.
Only thing was the guy was about 6'4" and built like the Rock.
Yeah. Even better. Is this yours?
Can you let me go, mister? No, you're just going to wait with me until the police come.
Yeah. I'm just going to hold you here off the floor.
Yeah. But someone had put the photo up, and it literally looked like Little and Large.
Brilliant. I mean, come on, you as a biker anyway, you get robbed every day you drive into the petrol station just lately. So I mean, you could do without things like that as well.
Yeah, it was just I tend to follow a load of crap on Facebook and that, just because obviously all the biker posts pop up. Simon's the worst. He is the worst for it. Every morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, Hearts Let's Brat page.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, the obligatory bird bent over the back of a bike.
No, it's advertising the motorcycle. There just happens to be a very attractive lady demonstrating it for you.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. I've been doing that every morning now for about the last 8-9 years. No, not quite that long.
It pops up on my feed every morning. I was like, Simon's put another one up.
Yeah. That reminds me, actually, I've got scheduled the next 7 days worth because today was the last one in the batch. So, yeah, it's hard work. You have to go and find these photographs, assess them, make sure they don't breach community standards, because I've had a couple of bans for that.
And just make sure the wife doesn't see them.
Oh, she sometimes helps. She say, "No, you don't want that one because she looks like this. You want this one here." And I'm like,
"Oh,
okay,
that's all right then. Yeah, fair enough.
Help join me in my hobby."
Yeah, that's all right. She's laid back. That's cool.
What you don't want to watch this weekend? Someone played it to me last night. A film called Movie 43.
No,
Don't know that.
Oh,
don't know it.
when you get out of here, go on YouTube. I think it's called Movie 43. I'm sure it's called that. Let me just have a quick look.
And it's dreadful, is it?
Do you remember the old like aeroplane videos and Scary Movie and all that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you there's loads of people in there. So there's loads of stars. You've got like Emma Stone, Halle Berry, Hugh Jackman, Kate Winslet, Chris Pratt. Gerard Butler's in it. The funniest one, if there's loads of little clips on YouTube, put in the Movie 43 Hugh Jackman, and Hugh Jackman has a pair of plums hanging from his chin. He's actually got a growth with two plums. I can't say the word, but leans forward, dangles them in his soup. And then he's stood next to Kate Winslet, and these things are swinging backwards and forwards. And he went, "Oh, give her a kiss." "I can't. She's my friend." He said, "I'll give you a kiss on the forehead." And he leans down to kiss her on the forehead, so you can guess where the plums go. Right in her mouth.
Oh no!
But yeah,
That's just weird.
It's a new movie out this week, Movie 43. I've been watching sort of the missus showed me last night, and I'm like, really? Okay. It's youngsters' humour.
I never.
I mean, the old airplane films, they were funny, weren't they?
They were funny.
They were funny. It's like you got to get these people to a hospital. Why? What is it? It's a big building with hospitals and patients.
Yeah.
No, that's not important right now. You know.
Don't get humour like that anymore. It's just not the same, is it? It's just very different now.
Well, she was watching. I can't think what's called Buzzcocks.
Never mind the Buzzcocks.
Never. That's it. Yeah, she was watching that last night when I came up, and I laid in bed watching. I went, "What's this?" And she went, "Oh, it's never mind the Buzzcocks." Well, who the hell's that? Oh, it's Noel Fielding. Well, who's he? I was like, never heard, and a couple of other people, and I'm like, oh, all right. And this guy doing the commentary, and I'm like, "Good night, Turner." And of course, she went, "What are you doing?" I went, "Bedside light come on," and out come the book.
Hey, good man.
I tend to lay in bed and read the Motorcycle Roadcraft handbook, which is like, you just watch the telly. Either that or fall asleep. It's like some of the stuff that's on TV. Why would people pay for a TV license now? I do not know.
No, but I've seen I like some films, and I've actually seen a couple I want to see. I've seen them advertised now, and one was Venom 2. Now I did enjoy Venom, the first one, so Venom 2. I've seen the trailer.
Watched it.
I'm really looking
2 weeks
forward
ago.
to that. Yeah, shut up, you download king.
It's on my Dropbox if you want to watch it.
And the other one is there's the new Matrix film coming out. Or
that is good. Yeah, that's good.
I like a Matrix film. Is that out yet, or is that coming?
It's sort of out.
Yeah, it's out in some places.
It's out in some places, yeah.
I might have a nosy because I do enjoy the Matrix films.
Yeah, it's the latest. Obviously, Keanu Reeves in it again, and the trailer I saw was very, very good. Very good. Yeah,
he must be looking quite old now.
Oh, he don't look young. No, he don't look young. I thought he was looking old in the Paul Wick films, but he looks even older in this one. But
I was a bit disappointed with the latest Bond film, considering it's Daniel Craig's last crack at being Bond. I basically walked out 20 minutes before the end. It was just boring.
Really, that bad?
Yeah.
It is. It's a drag, and then it gets to the end of the film, and you think, "Well, I saw that coming."
Yeah,
right.
It was very predictable, and I thought that was a disappointing film, considering I thought it was Daniel Craig going to go out with a little bit of a.
Yeah. I think the best bit of the Bond bit was where he did the bike stunt up and over the wall. I'm like, "Oh, this is now it's getting interesting," and then it's like, oh, "All right."
Yeah, Paul, you got a little person wandering around behind you now.
I know, they just won't go to bed. They're making the last knockings of half term because they're back to school next week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, crikey, more traffic on the road Monday. That's all we need.
School run.
I'm waiting for their mum to come back so I can go out for a little nighttime ride.
I see that.
Oh, love an empty road at night, isn't it? Just the
It's
best.
fantastic. I just don't like roundabouts. When you're on a 125, the thing that you hate the most is roundabouts, because you have to slow down and then get back up to the speed. That's the frustrating thing about them.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
at night time you can just keep that momentum going, and
Yeah, it's
yeah,
great.
I love the summer nights for it. Fantastic.
I actually rode through London last week. Went all the way down the A13 and then through all of the centre of London and went over Tower Bridge and came out the other side down the A3.
Wow.
Visited some rallies and then I came back, but the bike overheated a bit going back on the A13. I was pinning it literally all the way up the A13 out of London, and it got to the borders of Essex, and I must have been going up a little bit of a hill, but I gradually saw 50, 45 down to 37, and I'm thinking, oh, this isn't good. this is not good. So yeah, I can't wait to get onto a bigger bike. It's a Sinus Terrain 125, Dennis. I bought it second hand. It had 23. Well, it's got 23,000 miles on the clock. I've had it a couple of weeks, and I've put about 800 miles on the clock since I've had it. I've done a lot of riding around the roads of Chelmsford, Essex, Malden, and all the little villages I've done, all the little country roads and twisties. Which twisties, when you're on an adventure bike, isn't the same as when you're on a sport bike. I totally get that, but when you're only able to get about 65, I mean, I'm 6'2", I'm around about 14 stone, so unless I'm downhill with a good wind behind me, I'm not getting anywhere near 70 on that thing. But it's a lovely bike, and a lot of people tend to diss the Chinese bikes, but it's a testimony to the fact that actually they're quite good, because it's done 23,000 miles. The previous owner wasn't particularly that hot on maintenance, so I had someone come and do a professional valet on it and give it the service and everything like that. So it looks pretty good now. But yeah, I love the bike. It's a nice piece of kit.
Yeah, as X said, the Terrain's a great bike. Tins on Tour, Faye's just got one as well, so it just shows how good the brand is.
It is actually. I mean, I know Sinus as a brand has been out for sort of about 7 or 8 years, as I believe, but the engines that they put in them is pretty much the same as the Suzuki engines, but the build quality you can't fault. You've got to look. I mean, as RB has already said, in all of his review videos, you've got to look after a bike. You've got to maintain it. If you don't, then it'll just end up a rusty pile of dust after a while. But Exeter Rider, he mentions there the 380, which I was thinking about upstepping from the 125 to the 380, but I'm not sure. And Zontes as well as Dennis.
Yeah. Dennis was in for a service this week, so popped in to see me. Obviously, Taylor, my bike tech's done that bike. They all said, "Good God, for that Zontes," they were all looking round it and going, "What is it? Oh, it's a Zontes."
Yeah,
it looks really, it's for the actual name of the bike, and a lot of people slate the Zontes and more Chinese crap. It's like Yamasaki, but the Zontes have got a very, very good name behind them. See, the one that I like is the Mutt at the moment. The little Mutt. The 125, the Mongrel is absolutely amazing.
It's a great bike.
And if you said to someone like a year ago, "I've got a Mutt Mongrel," and everybody'd be like, "What breed of dog's that?" They wouldn't know, what the hell a Mutt Mongrel was. And that's very similar to sort of back in the day when Yamaha and Suzuki first come out, and everybody was chopping and changing. They were, and the BSAs, you'd rob bits off of BSAs and they used to call them Bitzers. Simon probably remembers the days of the old Bitzers. What bike's that? Oh, it's a Bitzer. What's that? Bits of this and bits of that. Because there was nothing around, that you could get, and so you had to basically grab and do what you could.
Well, you guys are the experts. I mean, what is the last great British bike? I mean, I only know of CCM, which is pretty much more than 90% of a British bike, but they all come from China. Herald, AJS.
We were chatting about the CCM at the weekend, and everyone said, "Oh, you know, is the CCM a British engine?" No, it's not. The CCM actually has the Husqvarna engine in it.
Does it? That's interesting.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, all designed by Husqvarna.
Right.
So, yeah. But, you know, it's the really good engine in them. You can't beat the sound, especially if you listen to the CCM Spitfire.
Oh, God, yes.
And every single one is hand built. They still go back to the good old fashioned days of hand building every single bike. You look at some of the production lines now, you know, that are coming through Japan, especially like the Kawasaki. If you ever look at the new Kawasaki factory, I think there's 4 people in the factory. That is it. Everything is robots. It's literally the whole factory is robots.
Sad, isn't it?
It is, but unfortunately they work a lot cheaper and take less tea breaks than the rest of us, don't they? So,
and they get it right every time.
And they don't suffer from COVID.
I mean, there was always the joke about the Triumph, weren't it? You never wanted a Triumph that was finished on a Friday afternoon. Because old Fred, the engineer or whoever he was, had come back from the pub half cut and was, "Oh, that bolt will do." That's why there were so many different types of bolts in a Triumph. And they always leak. Well, they didn't always leak, but you if you bought one that had a lot of problems, they used to say, "Oh, that one was built finished on a Friday afternoon." So
I think the Americans call it the lemon, don't they?
Yeah,
the lemon, yeah.
The Friday afternoon bike or the lemon, because no one could be bothered to finish the bike off.
No, that'll do. Send it away. Yeah.
You see, we've had a few like that. Even the Lex Motos, the build quality is still good coming out of China. But we've had, the occasional one where the horn doesn't work, or your indicator switch isn't put together properly, and you're thinking, what day of the week did they build this one on?
Well, yeah.
But then, we've had quite a few sort of Kawasaki's, Hondas, and Yamahas come in, and then you look at them and you think, Christ, for a 3-year-old bike, this has got more rust than a Lex Moto has on it. And you say,
a lot of that is the owners as well, and how they look after it. I think
where they're kept.
Where they're kept, and I mean, a lot of the Lex Moto cheaper motorbikes were known for rusting a lot, but they were all owned by 16-year-olds that weren't allowed to put it in the garage, park it outside the front of their house, put an option cover over it, which leaked like a sieve. And there's now destruction going on in Paul's house. Kids are now wrecking the kitchen.
No, it's the cats. The cats now, they're all trying to get their food.
Right, the kids have had their bit, now the cats are starting. Yeah, okay.
Quick one from Dennis there. CCM as venture capital cash injection. VC company owner rides a Spitfire. That bike is an absolute, gorgeous bit of kit, CCM Spitfire.
Pricey, but well worth it.
Oh, God, yeah. Let me just put a quick picture of this one up, actually.
The one with the brown leather saddle.
Exactly. That's the one.
Quilted. It's just, this thing is a dream on wheels. You got a picture?
I've got the entire thing up, actually. So let me just. You can actually choose your own bike. So you can go into this. You can. Basically, if you go into the CCM website or just type CCM Spitfire, you can just choose your own bike or configure a
configurator.
Yeah. And they did that with the Rocket as well. Triumph decided to do it with the Rocket. So you can have like Street Moto, Street Tracker, Blackout, Maverick, Bobber. There's loads of different configurations what you want to do with a CCM. But to actually look at it and you think that is just, to look at that bike thinking, oh my God, this is a nice bit of kit. Let me just share the screen up.
I love that trellis frame, actually. It's a really nice setup.
There we go. Let's pop that up onto you just get an eye full of that. How good. That frame on it, the frame design is absolutely lovely. And how long did it take them to weld that exhaust as well?
Yeah. There's like 20 odd bits on there, isn't there?
Has that got the foot pegs right below the seat?
Yeah, bang on. Yeah, literally right below the seat. Yeah.
Now I would have thought they would have been more forward, but
yeah, for a bobber, you'd expect the foot pegs to be about well, just under where that clutch plate is.
Yeah,
But no, they've actually shifted the pegs quite well. I'd say it's
that's
mid
more
bike.
of a crouch position then, isn't it? I've never ridden a bobber, but I've always imagined a bobber to be more of a cruiser style seating
Yeah.
position.
Because most people
Exactly.
turn bobbers from cruisers, don't they, in the main? But I suppose, yeah.
But nice bit of kit, you know. If I had the money, would I buy one? Hell yeah.
I mean,
It's
what are they going for? They're about 8 or 9 grand, aren't they?
Yeah, if Revlon had the money and the room, he'd have about 42 bikes. He really
Yeah.
would. Yeah.
The base price 10 grand.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, it's not bad.
That's reasonably priced for
Yeah.
a bike, really.
For a handcrafted bike that looks as good as that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to keep that outside.
We were actually chatting. Oh god, a couple of weeks ago about, you know, if you had a lottery win, which bike would you buy?
ZX15. Sorry.
we just pull this up.
HP4S. That's just a no-brainer.
I'm just going to share the screen up again. Of all the bikes that I've seen, and obviously with what's happening with petrol and insurance and bike theft.
This is going to be electric, isn't it?
A Harley Davidson Livewire coming up, I bet.
No, there we go. That is the future.
What is it?
It is called the Damon Hypersport.
Where's that come from then?
It's got a 666 tattooed underneath the seat.
Yeah, literally 666 underneath the seat. It's built in Canada by a company called Damon, who have a financial backer that's basically helping them with the technology and the battery, and his surname is Musk.
Oh,
yeah,
that makes sense.
All right, okay.
200 mile an hour, 200 horsepower, and 200 miles range.
And how many hours to charge it?
4.
Right, it takes me 5 minutes to fill up my tank with a fuel. I'm sorry. You know my feelings on electric. I really can't.
Yeah,
no, I'm
45 minutes on a Tesla charger.
I'm going to take my leave, guys, as things are sort of going on here. I need to put kids to bed and
we're going to start winding up in a minute because I've got another 5 a.m. start as well.
Ouch. I shall catch up with you guys in the week.
Brilliant. Thanks very much for coming in, Paul.
Yep, take care all.
Cheers.
See you soon.
All the best.
Bye-bye.
Exeter 0 SRF, good bike. And
Exeter rider Simon wants one, really. Exeter, no, I don't. I really don't. No.
The Damon goes for 40,000. So only a little bit of money.
Wow.
And on that note, I think it's time to wind up, guys. Thanks very much for coming in. Cheers, Simon.
That's all right, buddy. No problem.
And obviously, cheers, Nitro.
Cheers. Thanks for having me.
Thanks to everybody in the side chat. And until next Friday or in the week, take care. Have a good one. And until next time, big goodbye from me.
Rubber side down.
Cheers, guys.